Hey ho folks, it's time for another edition of Okay, so I want to do that. How do I do it? Brought to you by STFA, String Theory Fabric Art. Today we are doing the Etch a Sketch zip bag, and it's pretty straightforward. It's just like every other zip bag you've done from STFA with one small exception. There is an applique inset. So what you're going to need is the pattern, and I always print my stitch sheet so that I can follow along with what I'm doing. And just like all the other zip bags, there's a whole bunch of colors in here that are not the actual colors you're gonna use. They're to force stops on multi-needle machines so that you can do pieces and parts. And as always, steps 1 through 5, you wanna use your base vinyl. So we're gonna go with red. And on this one, steps 12 through 16 are also going to be red. So the only colors you need to pay attention to are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We got something in my throat. There we go. We got a dark whisper gray, a white, a black, dark whisper gray again, gunmetal gray, and a white again. So I'm going to set this aside. You will also need a red vinyl. You will need a nylon or coral. Wow, every time I start one of these, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be very articulate and mature and blah, 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 blah. And then I start the camera and all of a sudden, so nylon or coil zipper, approximately 2 inches longer than the width of the bag. This bag is going to be 7 inches, so you need a 9-inch zipper. This bag also comes in 6 by 10, 7 by 11, and 8 by 12, so you do the math. Yeah. You'll need 1 or 2 pieces of cross grain ribbon, 3/4 inch wide by 3 inches, 1 or 2 lobster claws or D-rings, however you want to do your attachments. You will need this. I am using a wet look gray vinyl for the insert for the screen on the Etch a Sketch. Serena, as a matter of fact, said, ooh, I've got some really cool light gray metallic that I'm going to use. So that would look awesome too. And my bags are partially lined just over the embroidery on the back. So I use Ollie Fun for that. And then we start by hooping up some stabilizer. Hoop up your stabilizer, throw it in the machine, and run color stop 1. We will be back after color stop 1. Okie dokie folky, there we go. We've got our die lines for our lobster claw and ribbons. So you're gonna need some tape too. Duh, if you've been here more than 5 minutes, you know my addiction to tape. If you wanted to do a crossbody, then you'd use the top 2. This is the 5 by 7, and I'm doing a little wristlet. So I'm gonna use the side attachment, and you fish your little ribbon through, and you'll line it up. Raw edge to raw edge. You overlap it by about 1/4 inch, give or take. Put your tape down, and then we don't like floppy metal bits, so I am going to put a piece of tape there. I'm going to throw it back in the machine and run color stop 2, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we've got that tacked down. I'm just going to pull up this inner tape right here, and I am going to run color stop 3 to give me my die lines for zipper and vinyl placement. Back in a second. Okie dokie, pokey. So we've got our die line for our bag. It's time to place our zipper. This is a 1-inch gap right here, and most zipper tape is exactly 1 inch. So we're gonna line it up so that our metal bits are off to the left and the right, and that our die line is for the zipper tape is nice and covered. I'm gonna put a little piece of tape right here, and we're gonna come down here. And we're going to make sure that we are still following that nice, straight, even line. Yes, I probably should have turned Captain America off in the background. Sorry, guys. And we're going to tape that down. We're going to throw it back into the machine, and we're going to run color stop 4. And I'll remember to turn off the movie in a minute. Okay, so we got our zipper tacked down, and I remember to turn off the movie on the TV or pause it. So we're going to take these 2 little pieces of tape up because we really don't need them because I'm going to use them again. So now we need to lay our vinyl. We need a top and a bottom. Our top is going to be about 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 by 7. And you want to center it so that the vinyl shoots over the die lines by about 1/2 inch on all 3 sides. thereabouts. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes a little less. And now we're going to take this other piece and we're going to line it up exactly the same. You want to buck this vinyl right up against the teeth. You want your vinyl touching your teeth. I don't know what you had for snacks today. If vinyl's your thing, then, you know, I'm sure it's probably low-cal, a little bit of fiber. All right, and we're going to tape that down, and we are going to put it back in the machine to tack that vinyl down, and that's color stop 5. So once we're tacked down, you want to run color stop 5 to tack it, and color stop 6 to give you a die line. So run 5 and hello, 5 and 6, and I'll be back in a minute. Hey guys, so this is where I left off. So we've done, what have we done? We've done color stops 1 through 5. That gets us to here. Color stop 6 is a die line for the screen. So I'm using some wet look gray. And I am going to, and the measurements for this piece is, that's way too big, but yeah. Okay. Exact measurements, good measurements, will be in the PDF. So we want to center this up so that we're covering over all 4 sides by about half an inch or so. And of course, guess what we're using? We're using tape. Oh, surprise! Not really. There we go. So I have secured all 4 corners. So I'm going to throw this back in and I'm going to run color stop 7. And then I'm going to come back and trim this out for you. Woohoo! There we are with our zigzag tack. And now all we have to do is applique trim that, which should take us no time at all. And then we're going to pop it back in the machine and we are going to run color stops 8, 9, 10, and 11. So you will not see me until color stop 12. So let's get this little yabahooji all trimmed up. And let me tell you, I prefer applique trimming with vinyl over fabric because you get such nice, clean lines. And this is a 1.5 millimeter zigzag that will be covered with a 3.5 millimeter satin. So if you are a little bit chunky, and a little sticky-outy, it should be fine. There we go. All right, ooh, and I got a little there. And there we go. Okay, there we go. Let's pop this back into the machine, and we will run color stops 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. See you at 12. Woohoo! Almost there, guys. Almost. So you should be at color stop 12. And if you remember, if you've ever done one of my bags before, then you know that I kind of do this half lining. It's not a full lining, but it only covers the embroidery on the most of the front. And the way we do that is I use Ollie Fun because it has much less density, but it is non-fraying on the edges. So when you do turn it in that inside seam, you don't have all the little hairs and runnies and everything. So we're going to cover the back. And exact measurements, blah, blah, blah. You know me, if I'm rocking and rolling and I got a lot going on, I just grab an appropriately sized, and it's usually appropriately too big, piece of fabric and whip it on here. So you just want to make sure that you cover from the top of the zipper tape line down to the bottom of the bag and then left to right. We're going to throw this in there and run color stop 12, and we will be back in just a second. Woohoo, guys. Seriously, we are getting close to being done. So let's flip this over and pull off our tapes because we'll be able to use those here in a sec. And then we're not going to trim this entire piece of Ollie Fun down because that's, you know, time we don't have and kind of useless. But we do want to trim the top. And we want to trim a little bit on the right side, which on this view is the left side, and then the other side. There. No need for left and right. Huh. Now we're going to pull up this tapey tape. Yes, that one. And this one too. Oh my gosh, no, really? Yes. And then we're going to open our zipper because we're about to do our zipper trick. And this is kind of an STFA thing. And it blows people who do all kinds of other bags come and do mine and go, what the heck is she doing? Trust me, it makes a nicer finish, okay? And we're going to put, because your machine hates transition from vinyl to zipper to vinyl, we are going to put 2 little pieces of tape right there, and we're going to slap it back in the machine, and we are going to run color stop 13, and we will be back in a second. Ooh, and that was even less than a second. I tell you, I am the Flash. Actually, it has to do with the modern miracle of digital recording. Okay, so now what we are going to do is waste a whole bunch of time picking these little tails off because they're going to get cut off anyway, but they were bothering me, so, you know. All right, so we're going to peel this tape. We're not going to take it off. Just peel it back to the tack down. Woohoo! Then grab you some scissors, and we are going to cut the teeth out of our zipper ribbon. We're going to cut between the teeth and the ribbon all the way to our tack line. However, guys, when we go to cut the teeth, we want to leave about 1/4 inch of the teeth so they get tucked nice and tight into the seam. So when we flip the bag, you don't have those raw edges pokey out. Okay, we're going to lift our tails. We're going to take a seam ripper and we're going to come down here and we're going to put a small slice in our stabilizer so that we can tuck tail and run. Actually, just tuck the tails through your little slice. And we're going to flip over here in a minute and I'll show you all about that. But put your tape down, okay? Now we're going to rotate 180. Woohoo! We're going to peel back this little piece. Yes, we just did this. We get to do it twice. Oh my! And now we're going to cut. Just like that, and cut, just like that. And how much do we leave? We leave 1/4 inch. Shwink, just like that. Now we're gonna lift and separate. And then, yes, I was a child of the 80s. I was a latchkey kid. I spent way too much time watching TV. So half of the stuff I say to you is going to be commercial slogans. So, we're gonna put a little slice right there. Stuffy. Pull them through on the back. Put our tape back down. Now let's flip this bad boy over. There we go. Yeah. And we are going to cross these back here. Just like so. And that's going to create a hard zipper stop so that your zipper head does not pull off, off the tape when somebody goes to open it really viciously. Okay, and we're going to put a little piece of tape right there to hold them in place. Stay. We're going to flip, and we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. And I'm going to put a finger right there. I'm going to put tape right there. And then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to squish those tapies down really good. And then I'm going to throw it in the machine, and I am going to run color stop 14. We will be back after 14. Okay, guys, here we are. We are almost done. Yay, we got a little bit of work to do, and then we can slap that back on. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to flip over, and we are going to cut these tails down close to that stitch line. Not exactly on the stitch line, just like, a hair to this side of the stitch line. See? Just a little bit. A tiny bit. There you go. Now, the other thing we're going to do is we are going to remember to slice our stabilizer between the zipper teeth so that when all's said and done and we turn this puppy, we have a hole to turn it through. Now we are going to peel up all this tape. If you peel it and pull it this way until it pops, and then you come over here, not all the way up, and pull it the opposite direction, you will not get those little tape leavings. Okay, you won't get many of those tape leavings. In the stitch line. 99% of the time that works just perfect. But when I'm on camera, it's going to be like, no, I'm going to show you up. So pop, come here, pop, and now pull it the other way and release. There you go. And then any of these little hairs that you have, these tails, these little pieces sticking up, go ahead and take the opportunity to trim those down. Now, if this had been a crossbody bag, you see 2 little die lines here for cutting out tabs to fold your lobster claw assembly in. I'm making this one a wristlet bag. because I can. And there is another die line right here. So we need to fold our hardware in. A lot of people are making the same mistake. They're cutting right up to that stitch line and then cutting the stitch line. And when you turn your bag, what happens is you've cut into where the back attaches to the front and you have a hole. You want to leave about 1/8 of an inch, maybe as little as a 1/16, but you want to leave, see how there's the stitch line, and then see how much vinyl I've left? You don't cut all the way to the die line. You stop short. Then you fold your lobster claw and ribbon assembly in, and you tape it down. Why? Because we don't like floppy metal bits, do we? There we go. Now, woohoo, we're gonna take our back and we're gonna put it ugly side up. And you do not have to super secure this unless you're like sewing in a hurricane or something. Just 4-corner it lightly so that it doesn't slip out of place while you're tacking the front to the back. And this is gonna run a double bean stitch. It's gonna go bean stitch all the way around, and then it's gonna move in just, I think, 0.1 millimeters. So super small move in, and do a second bean stitch to super secure your back to your front. Okie dokie guys, throw it in the machine and run color stop 15. Do not run 16. 16 is a fake color stop on every machine. Once it has finished a pattern, the head wants to move to the center of your hoop. If you do that within the hoop stuff that has zippers and lobster claws and pointy outy bits, it will, that needle head will catch on something and rip the whole work out of the middle of your hoop. So we put a dead stop in that you never get to sew. I'm sorry for those of you who have a sense of completion driven sensibility. You don't get to finish all 15 or 16 steps. But it's for the safety of your machine to force your head to stop off of the work so it doesn't catch on the zipper or the or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in. We're gonna run that final, then we'll cut and fold and twist and turn inside-y outy. Oh my God, we're done! Oh, so exciting, so happy. All right, so you don't need to tear those tapes off. I'm just being obnoxious that way. We're gonna flip this guy over. And remember that little cut we put in the stabilizer? We are going to trim the stabilizer off from just behind. Ooh, and we're gonna get rid of some of this stuff too. Icky, ugh, nasty, ugh. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna trim this stabilizer away from just behind the zipper. That's it. Only behind the zipper. And this is, guys, I say this every time, and still I see in the fan group, oh my God, I sliced my zipper. Go slow. Go slow. We just want to cut only the stabilizer, not anything else, not the zipper, not the vinyl, not anything but the stabilizer. So be careful. Pay attention what you're doing. Don't rush. There we go. And shoink. There we go. All right. Now we can pop this guy out of the hoop. Yay. And because I'm lazy and I like to do things the easy way, we are going to grab our ruler and our roto cutter. And we are going to cut about 1/8 of an inch away from the seam lines on all 4 sides. Jonk. That's 1. That's 2. And there we go. That's 3. Look. That Masters in Education's really helped me count, didn't it? And now 4. Blue. Blue, 32. Blue. No, not 32. 4. Yay. There we go. Okay. And now we're going to roundy our corners. And we have to roundy our corners with scissors. And the reason we're rounding out our corners is so when we turn it, this corner doesn't have an overabundance of vinyl to make the corner look all warped. We want the corners to look kind of rounded and not puckered in like a gnarled belly button. There we go. All right, now we are going to open up and we're going to pull some tapes. And there should only be 2 tapes because we did a side rather than a top. And we're going to open that zipper as much as we possibly can. There we go. And we're going to stick a finger down in one far corner and rotate around. And then we're going to come find another corner and stick a finger in and rotate around. And then we're going to poke all of that out. And then we're going to come up here. We got 2 more corners to poke fingers in. Poke and poke. Now we're going to take something that is stiff and narrow, but not sharp. And we're going to poke out those corners all the way. And we're going to run our seams. And remember, this vinyl has spent its entire life flat, so it does not want to fold 180 degrees, which is basically what we're telling it to do. So we have to train our vinyl. How to train your vinyl. A short story by Ricky Gardner. And we're going to close that up. And there we go. Now, there are a couple of ways to train your vinyl. You can set something heavy on it and smush it down. The other way is I've got some of these little clips and some felt to keep the clips from biting into it. And you can just roll your seam out. So you've got a nice rolled seam out and clip it and let it sit for like 12 hours, 6 hours. Some people are like, oh no, I just use my heat press. And hey, good on you. But me and heat, me and fire, that's a bad idea. Okay, so I melt things, I catch things on fire. I don't even have to be in the room for things to spontaneously combust. So we don't play with fire. But we are going to roll these out, and I'm going to let this sit for a couple hours and then come back and take these off so that I don't permanently, dent. But there you go, guys. There you go. Except that that's not a very pretty view, is it? Oh, well. Peace.